boy, the numbers don't add up, and if the numbers don't add up, something bad is up. That's what I, Wade Depends, always say. And it sure was suspicious that Chief didn't want anyone poking into that PTO meeting. Oh, I just know that something is off, but law enforcement's not going to be any help, so who could I ask for help instead? I know! My heroes! So thanks for being here. This is a very special Cookie Crew crossover event that's called the Cookie Con, which, fun fact, was the original name of the Cookie Crew. But this time it's more relevant because our two guest stars are playing... Scarlett, you go first.
Yes, hello. My name is Scarlett. I mostly use she, her pronouns. And today I'll be playing Velastel, the empathetic nano who talks to machines. And they're a big old criminal. Just does so much crime.
All the crime.
Oh, and Velastel's pronouns are she and they.
Yeah, Velastel just leads a life of crime with her partner.
Hi, my name is Ursula. My pronouns are also mostly she, her. I am playing Chanceau, or Chance, a strong-willed glaive who fuses flesh and steel. Chance's pronouns are also she, they, and I've never played this game before, so I'm very excited.
Oh, this is awesome.
Chance is also a criminal, but more because Velastel is a criminal, and she just kind of goes where they go.
Do you want to describe your characters at all? Like, physically?
Sure, you go first, Scarlett.
Yeah, no, so Velastel wears a mask most of the time. It's not for disguising her identity or anything, it's just because she thinks it looks cool. It, like, shifts it's made of the... You know those handprint things with the spikes on them, where you put your imprints on them?
Yes.
Yeah, those things. It's like that, which shifts around to make different facial expressions as she's expressing different things. The rest of her aesthetic is sort of like, the way I described it was halfway between lesbian aunt and cyberpunk villain. So it's like this big hand-knitted jumper, but with a jet black coat full of tools and covered in bits of cyberware and whatever. Old sort of ratty cuffed jeans, but these big, enormous kind of cyberpunk crime boots. And then obviously the mask kind of contributes into that as well. So yeah, that's Velastel.
Beautiful.
And Chance, basically, I saw a picture in the source book and I was like, I can't top that. That's really cool. So basically, it's this person with long blue hair and an undercut and like a silver kind of almost crop top, I guess.
Is it the example nano?
I think so.
I think that's the example nano, yeah.
I think, yeah, basically the example nano, but rather than like, you know, skin, well, there are bits of skin, but there's kind of like one arm is like fully animatronic.
Like Cyborg.
Yeah, basically a cyborg, but like it's really unclear what parts of her are human and which parts of her are machine. It's just like a mismatch of everything.
It is. I'm so excited for this. Cassidy, do you want to reintroduce yourself from the Cookie Crew?
Sure. I am Cassidy. I use she, her pronouns, and I get to play as Eraf Zindel, who also uses her, she pronouns. Eraf is an empath nano who exists in two places at once. She's a kind of gruff, business-oriented gal, and has to deal with all the nonsense of the Cookie Crew.
And Olivia?
Olivia, that's me. Hannelore and I are both she, her. Hannelore is not a criminal. Hannelore is a mechanic who drives an awesome van. And in general, I'm just interested to see how we all get along together. But it's really cool because I'm a strong-willed glaive who talks to machines. So we're all like, we're like a three-circle.
The Venn diagram of our characters is very, it's very small.
A friend diagram.
So what I'm hearing is we're all very into cyborgs?
I guess so. I'm just a mechanic. I'm a totally human, and I'm just a human person who wears a jumpsuit. Oh, but okay. So to describe my character, because we're like detectives or something, right, Eraf?
Close enough, yeah.
I was gonna wear what is the word I'm trying to say? A Hawaiian shirt, like Magnum PI.
Oh my gosh.
And my coveralls tied at the waist.
That kind of works for the setting, though, actually.
Awesome.
Speaking of, we're going to start with Velastel and Chance, who have been tipped off that there's going to be a pretty big score of cookies, because that's what you steal, the cookies of the Knights of Anquan. And there's going to be just like so many, just an unreasonable amount at the local PTO meeting at the Snapdragon Elementary School. And you were given this tip by your good friend, Mr. Tucker, who will sometimes throw things your way as far as like places to rob and stuff go. So is there any particular approach you'd like to take to this? Like, do you normally go in guns blazing like classic bank robber from the 90s, from like the early 1900s is what I meant style, where you just go in and you're like, yeah, we're gonna rob you? Or are you trying to be sneakier about this?
Both of you have pasted on mustaches.
Just a fake moustache on top of the mask.
Hannelore does, because it's a part of the Magnum PI thing. So your face is kind of like the face of Eve or the spider robot from Into the Spider-Verse, Scarlet, where it's like the expressions shift.
Yeah, that kind of thing, yeah. It tries to mirror human facial expressions, but it's not very good at it. So it just has these big like emoji-esque, just like, this is a happy expression. Ding! No, but I think because this isn't about getting the cookies, this is about 1% of people making 99% of the cookies. Like, it's not a violent approach. It's not a smash and grab. It's, maybe Chance makes a distraction at the front and Velastel cuts their way in through the back and makes off with everything. It's that sort of thing. It wouldn't be the violent all guns blazing.
So, as Chance and Velastel do not know, but we would know as the audience, Eraf and Hannelore, you were approached by your good friend, Officer Wade Depends of the Cookie Revenue and Distribution Division of the Knights of Anquan, who was passing on a message to you from the chief of that division. His name is Garrett Legant, that they heard the infamous criminals, Chance and Velastel, who have been just ruining a lot of things for the Knights of Anquan lately, have been planning on hitting up the PTO meeting. So you took the job to be at the PTO meeting. You were presumably there before them. What's your approach?
We talked about this a little bit, Cassidy, but I don't know.
A little bit, yeah.
Hannelore's not super sneaky, so I might just like blend into the crowd like normal citizen attending PTO meeting, and then Eraf is sneakier and could do some sneaky sneaks and extract information in some way.
Okay. So the meeting, and you would both pairs would know the general schedule, starts at 7:30, like the actual sit down in the auditorium and have the meeting starts then. But people usually arrive earlier at like 7-ish. So there's kind of like everybody's arriving and mingling sort of a thing before then. Would you arrive then and position yourselves somewhere in the school? And then just so everybody knows, the meeting starts at 7:30. It should go until about 8:30 p.m. And that's when like a cocktail hour begins, but it's a cocktail hour for cookies.
Okay.
Like,
I was going to say, are we in a school?
You're in a school, but nobody gets the good stuff until after the meeting. That's how they make sure people come to the PTO meeting.
It's fair.
So the cookies aren't like out yet. In fact, the cafeteria is locked.
Okay. I think we would get there at like 7, right?
Oh, definitely.
At least Hannelore would, so
Right.
we could arrive separately or not. Hannelore is just wearing like a pink flamingo, beautiful shirt. And is there anything to drink or at all?
There's some punch. There's like a little bit. And some really bad like caffee. That's what coffee is in the ninth world. It's called caffee.
Nope, no thank you. I'm going to take my little cup of punch. I have a difficulty of any test that involves figuring out a puzzle or problem, memorizing things, or using lore. So can I just memorize like the faces I see in the room right now and make it one step easier?
Yeah, you can memorize the faces.
Okay, I'm just going to do that and just memorize who I see right now.
Roll me perception.
I would be happy to. Ooh, that's a sweet little 10.
Okay, you see mostly just parents wearing similar outfits to yours.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, some of them have like high heels and like they're like very well to do, like my child's the best child kind of parents. You can just tell. There aren't many kids around. No kid wants to come to a PTO meeting, but like some people can't get babysitters. So there are some kids just like awkwardly hanging, and you're gonna make eye contact with one of them, a little boy, and he just looks at you and then looks back down at the floor.
Oh man, I truly don't know what an appropriate thing to do right now is. I guess I'm just gonna look at him and remember him. I don't want to approach a child, right? Like, that's not the move. I'll just sit down. I'll sit down on the bleachers.
He is gonna look back up at you, and he's kind of like rocking back and forth in his little loafers, and he goes, excuse me, Miss, Hannelore?
Yes, Dunn, actually, but yes, Hannelore is my first name.
Oh, I'm not done. I have more to say. I'm sorry.
No, Dunn is my last name. Miss Dunn.
Have you seen my dad around? I think you know him.
Oh.
His name is Frank. He sells Snappoas.
I absolutely know Frank. Definitely. Yeah, do I see Frank around?
No, you haven't seen him at all.
Okay. What's your name, buddy?
I'm Gavin.
Gavin, that's really nice to meet you. Gavin is Frank's son. I'm gonna put him like up on my shoulder.
You're just gonna pick up this child?
I mean, like if he like is willing to, and then I'll just boost him up so people can see him.
Oh, okay, yeah. He'll clamber on top of you and look around and be like, "Oh, okay, I see him over there. Thank you, Miss Hannelore." And then he clambers down and he runs. He finds his dad fine, and Frank kind of like, "Thank you," he says.
I just give him a nod.
Then Gavin runs off to play with a couple of the other kids.
Oh, instantly lost again. Okay.
Yeah, instantly lost. He lost base and he needed to touch base again.
Okay.
Eraf, where are you at?
Eraf is definitely standing near one of the doorways, just kind of observing. Her cape is billowing ominously, because that's the thing that her cape does, is that it billows when there's no wind. And the thing that she's gonna do is get her duplicate going.
Oh, your shadow?
Yeah.
You can do it.
So that one's gonna be 2 might.
2 might.
Yep.
And we ruled it was like a Peter Pan shadow, right?
Yes.
Black to the wet.
So it's gonna be kind of blending in wherever the cookies are, while still staying within range, I guess.
Okay. You can't actually get into the cookie room right now because it's locked.
Right.
So your shadow can get into the cookie room now, and we'll just like hang out there.
Yes.
Right, so they are there. There are probably 2 people approaching, just ready to roll. Yeah, you can actually hear a voice coming from the auditorium, like, "Hello, everyone. We're about ready to get started, so if everybody wants to come in." And some people are actually listening, and some people are getting like second cups of coffee and just like, they clearly don't want to be there, even though they're part of a voluntary organization to make schools better.
So rude.
What are Chance and Villastel up to?
I mean, you said the cookies were all held in in a central location, like in a kitchen or a cafeteria.
Yes. The auditorium is next to the cafeteria, and the cafeteria is currently locked, and all the food is there, and it will be prepared in like a little bit when the meeting is close to being done. And everybody's shuffling into the auditorium for the meeting right now.
Well, that's our cue then.
Yep.
Just as soon as the person announces that the meeting's starting, from out the back, Pine's like, "Okay, yes, good. Are we good to go? Do you want to go in?"
I'm good to go. Just tell me where to be, and I'll be there.
Are you like listening through the window?
Yeah, I've got a cup up against the window. Just like,
You're just like in the bushes, like.
this isn't suspect at all.
I'm not gonna make you roll to hide in the bushes. They're pretty big.
Okay.
They have not been kept up. That is actually on the docket for the PTO meeting. Can we please get somebody to trim these shrubs?
There are just so many people hiding there.
Like all the time.
Oh no.
So yeah, I think at the sound of the meeting, I think Elster will go up to, if there's a door that leads into the cafeteria, go up to that one and just try and use my cutting light esoteric to just cut the lock out.
Okay. So, Chance and Villastel, could you each give me just a general stealth roll?
Okay.
So it's just a straight D20 roll.
Yep.
Well, that's a promising first roll. That's a 19.
Wow, good for you.
Boy.
4.
All right, Villastel, you're fine.
I'm glad.
You, in fact, somehow get ahead of Chance a little bit. Like you're just too excited to get in here and be a criminal and steal these cookies. Chance, as Villastel rounds the corner towards where the cafeteria should be, somebody appears in your way. She is a woman with a very, 50s haircut, the kind that, flips out 2 sides. If Hannelore was there, she would recognize her as one of the women who looks very like, "My child's better than yours." She'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry, are you lost?"
Me?
Yes, you. There's nobody else in this hallway.
No, I know exactly where I'm going.
Oh, well then good, maybe you can tell me then, because I am very lost and I just can't seem to find the auditorium.
Oh no.
Oh, the auditorium? Yeah, so it is just back down that hallway, right? there. I have to go.
Where could you possibly be going? The meeting's starting soon. Come. She's gonna take your arm and walk you towards the area that you just gestured towards.
Okay, yep.
I'm here for my little Pavlov. Little Pavlov just really needs to eat some food that isn't Paschetti. This school only serves Paschetti. Can you believe it? My Pavlov needs to eat more than just Paschetti. That's one of the things I'd like to bring up at this meeting tonight. I'd like there to be more than just Paschetti.
I mean, just Paschetti. I mean, that's not a very balanced diet. I am in full
No.
agree. I will second your motion.
Thank you. That would be lovely. What is your name?
Nancy.
Nancy, it's so wonderful to meet you. Nancy, who are you here for? What little pumpernickel of yours goes to Snapdragon Elementary?
My pumpernickel. Nick.
Nick! I don't think Pavlov's ever mentioned a Nick.
We're recent transfers.
Oh, and where from? That's so interesting. You were going into the auditorium now. Like, you are so far away.
Chance is like looking behind, like really unsubtly, like.
Like, stick my head out from around the corner and just, what are you doing? I don't know.
As you disappear through the double doors.
And Hannelore, were you standing by the auditorium at that time?
Yeah, I think I was actually going to stay by the door until everybody had their seats, and then I was going to sit down. So I think I see them.
Okay, so Chance and Velastel don't, like, make a secret of their heists. They're not, like, super out there, but they've been doing this for a while. They don't hide their names or anything. So you have, like, little wanted posters, so you are able to try to recognize.
Okay.
We have like a sketch or something like
Yeah,
that.
you've got something like that.
It's like an 8-bit. Like,
Yeah, an emoji.
I definitely have like a big jacket that I'm like trying to like flip the collar up and just like.
cool jacket.
Do you want to roll a disguise or anything?
Sure.
Do I have to roll to view?
Yes, actually. Make opposing rolls. This will be fun.
Oh.
12.
16.
Oh dear.
12 and 16. Okay, so you aren't certain, Hannelore. You aren't like 100%, but you're hovering at like 70,
Okay.
75,
Okay.
somewhere around there, as this person and this other woman head into the auditorium and take their seats.
Okay.
Eraf, what are you up to?
She's definitely just stationed at the door chilling and waiting either for some signal from Hannelore or her shadow in the cookie storage area, because I also have the ability to share senses with it.
Your shadow hasn't noticed anything. It's just been hanging out.
It's just sitting on the cookie boxes.
Just sitting on the cookie box for now.
I think I am going to do a subtle and then follow Chance and sit behind her so that Eraf like sees who I'm following. And yeah.
And sorry, Velastel, have you just abandoned Chance and gone back to where the cookies are, or are you trying to extricate Chance?
I think at this point, the sunk cost fallacy dictates that I must continue into the kitchen.
That's honestly a fair call. Like, I don't blame you for that.
No, okay, that's fine. Chance can look after themselves. That's fine. I'll just keep going on. Okay, where was I? Here I am. And just, try and break in by whatever means are available to me.
And did you mention you wanted to use cutting light?
Yes, if there's something unobtrusive, like a lock or a window latch or something that I can cut using cutting light.
Yeah, there's like a little padlock with like chains across both of the doors.
Yep. Fingertip glows like ET style. Just cut the lock.
As you're doing that, Eraf, you see something because you share senses, and it is just like a blue halo of light around this like snarky little emoji face, as if you're viewing it through a window.
Okay, I will not do anything yet.
Okay.
I guess the shadow might move someplace a little less noticeable.
It like lays flat on the ground.
Yeah, under the table somewhere so you just can't see it. It's a little scary, actually.
It's just like, it's very terrifying. If we weren't allies, it would be horrible.
Yeah.
And Velastel, the door creaks open and then kind of stops almost to where it would open because there is a second bigger padlock on the other side of the door.
Wow, how did they even set that?
The security, man.
Really good at this elementary school.
Yeah.
Just as a single eyebrow on the mask cocks up. Just, it's a school. They don't need this level of, oh, for goodness sakes. And just go and I'll try and cut the next one as well.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for listening to the CookieCon, featuring Queer Dungeoneers Part 1. That's right, this is Part 1 because we decided to make this a two-parter, and the next part will come out on July 13th. I'd like to thank Scarlet and Ursula again for joining us. Thank you, Scarlet and Ursula. If you, the listener, would like to know more about Queer Dungeoneers, the actual play that they are on, listen to this promo.
When we started this journey, I was just a dropout from the College of Arcanists.
Some girl who could turn into animals.
A pickpocket looking for answers.
I was a swan.
But along the way, I found hope.
Love.
Family.
I found out I can turn into a giant worm.
Okay, look, Signana,
What? He's right.
but it's really not fitting in with the tone of what we're going for here. I mean, we're all talking about the esoteric...
Queer Dungeoneers, an actual play podcast about being who you are by being someone different.
I can turn into a worm.
Oh, forget it.
You can find Queer Dungeoneers at queerdungeoneers.podbean.com or on your favorite podcasting app. There's a link below, as well as links to Scarlet and Ursula's personal social media. So again, the second part of this special will come out on July 13th, and before then, the next episode of the main campaign, One Neon Night Part 3, will come out on July 6th. Thanks for listening! We're gonna jump on back to the PTO meeting.
You're like wiping sweat from your mask in like this huge intense heist, and then it's back to the PTO meeting where Hannelore is just sitting stiff behind Chance, so scared.
We're all so out of our element.
Hannelore, like, Eraf isn't, but Eraf, I think, is the only one who's not worried.
Yeah.
Like, Hannelore's taking this super seriously because she doesn't, like, this isn't her job at all. And this is like, Eraf's been asked to babysit.
And Eraf, remind me, you didn't go into the auditorium? You're just still hanging out outside?
No, inside, but by the door. I'm like one of those parents that stands near the door and is like ready to leave as soon as it's over. I'm hanging out with them.
There are a couple of parents who are very like that. There's some that are wearing like sweatpants and flip-flops. Like they clearly forgot about this meeting or something.
I'm just here for the cookies.
Somebody says that, and actually as the meeting is open, the person you heard announcing earlier goes, "Hi everyone, hi. We'll try to make this quick. I know a lot of you are just here for the cookies. We did order them especially for this meeting to make sure that people came. So, items on the docket," and she starts flipping through her thing, and then somebody in the front row raises his hand, and she's like, "Excuse me, Mr. Gordon, we'll get to you in just a second," and he goes, "I think too much funding is being spent on the fine arts. I mean, they're just fine. They're not amazing. We don't have the money to make it amazing. How much would it take to even get it to that?" And she's like, "Please, Mr. Gordon, I've seen all your letters. I answer all your calls."
Somebody kick him out.
He's so snobby and so ignorant.
And the conversation continues much like this. It is a pretty standard PTO meeting. Nothing is getting done.
Where 4 of the citizens are in a tense heist.
Speaking of, Chance, your new best friend, leans over and says, "By the way, I'm Tanya.
Hi.
Now I'm going to ask to raise my motion about the Pischetti about halfway through. Are you still planning on backing me?"
Yeah, absolutely. I think your dedication to this really important, our children's nutrition is just the most important thing. How can their minds flourish if their bodies are undernourished?
My thoughts exactly. You're so eloquent, Nancy.
I think you should push your motion forward. Why not raise it now? I mean, that guy down the front thinks that his is more important than yours.
You know what? You're right. You're right, by Jove. And she stands up. She's got a scarf now, I just decided. She flips it dramatically over her shoulder. "Excuse me, I have a motion." And the woman up there just goes, "Please, Mrs. Windersnapper." That's her name now.
Tanya Windersnapper?
Tanya Windersnapper. Anyway, the very exhausted teacher up front says, Mrs. Wendersnapper, I think that we'll get to the issue that you raised. And she's flipping through her notes and she goes, well, I just think. I'm sorry, what was it you said? And she turns back to Chance. I'm sorry, Nancy here just phrased it so eloquently. Her son, Nick, and it was your son, correct?
Yep.
Her son, Nick, is a new student at the school, and I just think the proper way to welcome him is with something other than Paschetti. All eyes are on you, Chance.
Our children's nutrition? No, how can our children flourish if their bodies are undernourished? I need to use the bathroom. I'll be back. I second this motion.
So smooth.
Are you just running out?
Yep.
I am in pursuit. Up until now, I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong, because like this person's actually bringing up some really good points about nutrition for these children, and then you booked it. I was like, I'm just gonna like do the same gesture at Eraf and a little wink, and I'm gonna stiffly follow as soon as Chance is out the door. I'm gonna like be right after him.
So we have a chase, is what you're saying.
The school hallway chase.
Oh my gosh, no running in the halls. This goes against everything Hannelore believes in.
So Chance gets up and just books it, yelling they have to use the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And Hannelore gets up not so subtly afterwards and just like knocks over a chair on her way out, trying to chase them. And then Eraf, I'm assuming you're probably a lot more chill about it.
Absolutely.
Like people could think you just happened to leave right after they both ran out instead of are chasing after them.
Exactly.
It's that thing where it's like people want to leave, but like they don't feel like they can, and then someone else leaves and everyone's like, oh, thank God.
Some people, like me, who have that very specific social anxiety, if I can't go anywhere or do anything until somebody else does it first, are like, oh my God, we can just leave? We can just leave the PTO meeting?
They couldn't stop all of us.
Other people are just filtering out.
Oh no!
Miss Belinda. Her name is just like, please stay.
There's a mass exodus.
So, Chance, are you heading back towards the cafeteria with the cookies?
Are you actually going to the bathroom?
Do I notice that I'm being followed?
Let's have you roll for that.
Yep, I didn't think so. Nope, that's a 7.
Nah.
Hannelore is literally like long striding, like doing like the thing that middle schoolers do when they don't want to run. I'm speaking personal experience where you don't want to run, so you just walk as fast as you can, not quietly.
So Chance is like wiping their brow, like, man, that was smooth. I got out of there, no problems whatsoever. As you turn around the corner and you happen upon Velastel halfway through cracking that second padlock.
Hi, sorry about that. How you going?
This school has oddly good security. I'm not 100% sure why they have 2 padlocks on the kitchen door, but I got through the first one quite easily. This one is a little more obstinate, but I'm doing my best.
They really like their cookies.
Well, that's probably why they ordered so many of them. I don't know what to tell you.
One of our main, exports.
Very serious. It's a serious cultural outreach program that a lot of people have sacrificed a lot of time and energy to... Anyway.
You know what? Let's say you overheard that because that response. No. As you're like muttering, you know what? GM intrusion on Hannelore.
Oh no.
They heard you mutter that. You just couldn't help yourself. So you're like,
I imagine myself peeking around the corner, so I'm literally just like, okay, well, some people actually worked really hard for that. I just see my huge head. I'm gonna duck back.
Did you see something?
Shoot.
Look around.
Eraf, what are you up to?
I'm half a hallway behind Hannelore.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Eraf like, I got made. Help.
All right, and I'm sorry, I cut you off, Scarlet. What was Velastel saying?
Nothing important. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm just getting paranoid because of the 2 lock situation. I'm really fixating on this double lock thing. I'm not 100% sure. Let's just keep going. Did you learn anything useful while you were being kidnapped by parents?
They really don't like Paschetti. It's something about the children's No, I said that. I don't know. Food is really important here. Everyone came for the cookies, and then people don't like the Paschetti, and something about fine arts that could be great, but they don't want them to be great. So no, I didn't learn anything.
Well, I'll put everything that you've said up on the pinboard. Get out the twine. It'll be fine.
I'm sure it's relevant for something. What if they're mass producing Paschetti as well? Do we have to steal the Paschetti while we're here?
Absolutely.
We'll make that decision when we come to it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Hannelore's heart is like pounding, just like waiting for like the biggest, baddest criminals to come and get her. But like they fully just are not interested in what she's done.
After you say we'll just get there when we get there, the second lock breaks and you're in.
Gently push open the door.
Freak.
Do they have bear traps in there or something?
You could roll perception, you could see.
I'm gonna see if they have, like, bear traps. I wouldn't put it past them. This dice is rolling very well for me. That's a 17.
Good for you, and you are trained in perception. So yeah, you look around, it's just like a normal room. Like there's nothing that could feasibly be a trap, except for like a weird shadow under the table. But like, it could just be the table shadow.
I was gonna say, is the shadow doing that thing from Matilda where it's like
Pressed against the bottom of the table.
arms shaking?
I imagine because it's a shadow, it can more feasibly blend in with its surroundings than other things, so it's just laying flat. Like if I don't move, they'll just be like, that's a shadow.
Ignore the shadow. I'm sure the shadow is fine. There are weirder things in the ninth world than strange shadows.
I can't see any shadow. Whatever. Do you want me to keep watch at the door or?
Please, could you do that? And if I need help lifting the cookies, we'll swap and I'll keep watch, and you can pick more of them up because you are much stronger than I am.
Hell yeah, baby.
Eraf, you've caught up to Hannelore by this point.
Yep. Can I peek around the corner and see what's going on?
You sure can.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna just gentle tap to Hannelore. You ready to apprehend these criminals?
I just adjust my mustache. Nod my head. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna try to tackle them. Is that
You're just gonna run in guns blazing? You don't actually have a gun, but like...
No.
I have a sit-down gun. I do. I get my sit-down gun out.
Oh, you have your stun gun! I forgot about that.
My timeout gun.
What?
Okay, I am going to be like, all right, I'm gonna lead.
I mean, we could shout out some sort of line of like, stop, freeze.
This is how your cookie crumbles.
Is that what you're gonna yell as you enter?
I was thinking read them their rights or something, but sure.
Their cookie Miranda rights. You have the right to remain frosted.
This is a disaster. So from Chance and Velastel's perspective, these two randos just like appear in the room and are like, this is how your cookie crumbles. And
Okay, well, that's rather confrontational. I'm not 100...
Go grab the cookies. I'll hold them off.
Okay, this is fine. That order definitely works, and I'll grab like 90% of the cookies, and I'll leave like 10% or so, and then just run off.
so because it is for like people to eat there, they're not in boxes. They're on little like
Oh, yes.
plates under saran wrap, so they're a little bit harder to grab. But I am gonna have everybody roll initiative.
Oh,
Guess who got a 3?
perfect.
I like you, Ursula. You're like me. I never roll anything higher than a 6.
This is a bad die.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of that.
Yeah, in fact, here. Go away.
Get out of there.
All right, so Velastel,
I got a 3.
Oh, cookie crew.
Hannelore.
Oh, I got a 7. Twice as good.
Yeah.
Leading with a hot 7.
This is great.
This is possibly the worst initiative order I have ever seen.
I was so disappointed, and then the more everyone talked, the more proud I was.
I think everyone just sees each other and is like,
What?
Yeah, so because Chance, Eraf, and Velastel all rolled 3s.
Hell yeah. Chance rolled a 2.
Chance rolled a 2? All right.
Yes.
Oops, sorry. Missed that.
Can I shoot my sit-down gun?
Yes, Hannelore, you are up first.
I want to shoot my sit-down gun. Do I have clear shot on both of them?
Yeah, it's just like an empty room. Which one are you aiming for?
I'm gonna aim for Velastel. Sorry.
Velastel is the one actively, trying to take these plates of cookies.
Just a big sack, just shoveling them in.
You can have a sack. I will rule that. That makes sense for you to have. Just like throwing them in.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna shoot my sit-down gun at her.
Okay, give me a roll.
Okay. Grr. 16?
16, yeah, that'll hit. Velastel, the way Hannelore's stun gun works is it just forces you into a crouching position against the nearest wall. That was right.
Yeah, like...
Like a wall sit, one of those really annoying exercises nobody likes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. This is very awkward and inconvenient.
Because Velastel and Eraf both rolled 3s, you get to act at the same time. Velastel, how are you responding? You're kind of stuck there. You can you can give me a roll to get out of the crouch. And then Eraf, what are you planning to do?
I think I'll have the shadow jump and try to pin Chance. I thought about pinning Velastel, but since they're smushed against a wall right now, it's good.
Yeah, they're not a threat. And then Velastel, did you want to try to get out of it, or did you want to try to do something else?
I'm going to try and do something else, because I can... This is fine for now. I can get out of it later.
No.
That's really very inconvenient. And I hold my hand out, and I will spend an intellect point to use my fire and ice esotery against Hannelore.
No.
Okay.
Impossible.
Give me a roll for that.
This one you've been
So
paid.
scared.
That's a 3.
It skirts past. It doesn't hit.
It takes off my mustache, though.
It takes off her mustache, though, and leaves a mark on the wall where it does hit.
Oh.
And then, if your shadow was going for Chance?
Yes.
Okay.
A tackle, pin, maneuver, whatever it can do.
Just glomp on Chance. Give me a roll for your shadow.
Yep. Let's go, baby. 6.
It misses and face plants next to Chance.
Sure.
So Chance is looking around trying to get the cookies probably, and then the shadow just comes ba-ba and lands directly next to them, and she looks down. The shadow's just flat on the floor.
We can tell it's face down even though it looks the same for both sides because it's 2-dimensional.
Eraf definitely curses under her breath.
And we have gotten back to Chance.
I think I'm gonna go for the shadow.
Uh-oh.
Since it's right there.
You just okay. How are you going for it?
So I have a bash.
Okay.
Your attack inflicts 1 less point of damage than normal, but dazes your target for 1 round.
For the shadow, I would rule that if you rolled this successfully, instead of dazing it, it would just poof. That was just too much for it.
Oh no.
Okay. 17.
17! You do it!
Shadow.
Oh no.
You punch that shadow laying on the ground, and surprisingly, your fist doesn't hurt after going straight through a non-corporeal being into a linoleum floor, because it was corporeal, and it just poofs into the distance because it's not corporeal anymore.
Bye-bye.
And we are
Back to an even fight.
back up to Velastel. I mean Hannelore.
Hannelore.
We're back up to Hannelore.
I'm gonna try, I guess. Should I tackle Chance? Is that fine?
We're trying to apprehend them for stealing cookies.
You're right. I feel badly because I just met you guys.
We fought pirates after we first met them.
I know. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna have to then.
Please tackle me.
Yeah. Oh, 12?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Oh.
Chance, you're on the floor now.
Oof. Get off me!
You, I don't know if I have authority, but you are under arrest, under a citizen's arrest for suspicion of stealing cookies that a lot of people worked really hard for. Hey, Eraf, what's the stuff? What's the stuff I say?
Eraf is up next, since they tied, but Velastel went first last time. I'll have Eraf go first this time.
Okay. Are we in touch with any sort of, officials?
No.
Okay, so we're just doing this on our own because...
You're just on your own.
What's-his-face asked us to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, but other people know we're doing this?
Presumably. I mean, the order was given
Oh no.
by the chief.
What if we're acting completely out of authority and we're going rogue, but we didn't know? No. Hitler's worst fear.
You have no power here.
No. Thinking about that, I'm thinking about this now. Holding
Yeah, see, now I'm suspicious. So, in that case... see, this thing is, I want to trust that they're both, subdued right now.
They're pretty subdued. To the best of my abilities, they are.
Yeah.
How long is your stun gonna last, Hannelore?
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to the cookies and address both of them, and this is all I'm gonna do my turn. I'm gonna say, you have 1 chance to leave now with your freedom without any cookies. Or...
Counterpoint, you let us redistribute these cookies, and I don't actually have a follow-up offer to that one. That's sort of all I've got.
To whom?
Yeah, are we still doing, turn-based now?
Oh no, it can devolve into I think it's a good place to
Okay.
devolve into, roleplay.
Unless Hannelore and Chance want to keep rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, I would like to try and break out of this, if that's cool.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you can do that in the background, for sure.
I'm going to try to keep.
And we'll just have a cordial conversation over here.
So I rolled a 16.
Yeah, that'll throw Hannelore off.
No.
I'll redistribute you.
Just so dramatically screaming.
Do I need to intervene?
I don't think we're really gonna hurt each other. I think I'm just gonna try to Eraf, decide what to do.
Well, do the names Garrett Legant mean anything to you, as well as Wade Depends?
Nope.
So yeah, they don't mean anything to you, Chance and Velastel.
That's what I figured, yeah.
But when you say Wade depends, you hear like, oh, I'm here, I came! And there's your good friend, Wade Depends, who looks like an old-fashioned banker.
Oh boy.
Like the kind with the sleeves that are stitched real tight, and he's got like a green visor.
And a little vest or something.
Yeah, a little vest. He's just like this really eager, young kind of kid who's just like, he wants to help. That's how you know him.
Yes.
Wait, I've got him cornered.
And he is holding a clipboard with a lot of pages on it. Like he has like a little report almost. And it's like, oh, that's great! You stopped them! I was so worried about all the cookies being gone because we put a lot of
I know.
effort into these, and I just So Hannelore and Chance are kind of like awkwardly.
We're doing that like gladiator thing where we're just circling each other.
Got their arms on the shoulders, yeah.
And I imagine Eraf and Velastel are locked in conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you had just asked, do the names mean anything to you?
No.
Well, here's one of them now.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet whichever one of those two names that person just said that one is.
You work with children?
I'm Officer Depends! Nice to meet you! Wait, not nice to meet you! You're a thief! But... And he flips through all of his papers and goes, oh, I don't know.
You don't know.
And then he will take one of the cookies from the table and he's gonna eat it while he's like studying the papers. And this is the good shit. They ordered the good shit. No snapoas to be found. This is triangle squares and
other one.
The other one that I know that I made up that is completely blanking in my brain right now.
I think they have a new one in called Noreo.
Noreo.
It's two chocolate
wafers
with like a white cream substance between them.
He picks up a Noreo. They're very well known for being delicious. That's why people cannot get enough of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he eats it and then spits it out immediately and goes, oh, that's terrible! That can't be right!
Wade, you're also eating the things you're meant to redistribute.
No. Well, see, he flips through. I have a confession to make.
Wade.
Yes, Wade?
After all the trust we've built.
Well, that's why I asked you to do this. The order didn't actually come from Chief Legant. I just, well, there were just so many cookies at this PTO meeting, and I thought it was weird because we usually have security when there are this many cookies anywhere. This may have been a bad voice, but I'm committed to it now.
I love it.
It's perfect. Keep going.
So I asked the chief, why don't we have any security? And he said, because it's a PTO meeting. Who puts security in a PTO meeting? And I was like, no, you know what? We have to protect these cookies. It's what the Knights of Anquan stand for. Diplomacy through desserts. But I just kind of thought it was weird that he didn't want anyone here. So I did some investigating and he flips through the papers a lot faster and goes, well, a box of cookies costs 3 shins. But according to all these expense reports, we've been selling them for 9 shins.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3 times as much as boxes of cookies should be according to market price.
Velastel just holds out the hand and goes, yes, exactly. This is my point. We're not the bad ones here.
Is your boss embezzling these cookies?
Yeah.
Cookies are the symbol of hope.
Well, since we haven't actually seen any of the money that we would have gotten if we were actually charging 9 shins, yeah, I think he is. And he's flipping through, and there's actually like a staff photo of Legant, and you wouldn't know him, but you've seen him.
Yes.
But weirdly enough, Chance and Velastel recognize this picture because that man is who you know as Mr. Tucker, your informant who tells you where to go to steal things.
Impossible.
Can I put ketchup in my caffee?
It's there if you want to.
I'm gonna take my little cup.
I imagine this is like if anyone's seen She-Ra, like a Catra and Scorpia situation, but less evil.
I'm not sure you guys are trying to steal cookies that I have rightfully delivered.
As a side note, you did not deliver these. These have been here.
Oh, then I don't take it as personally then.
You're just here to protect them.
Oh, okay. I am here to protect them though.
That's her name now.
Tanya Wendersnapper?
Tanya Wendersnapper.
What was her maiden name? Or is that her maiden name?
I don't know.
Or is it Wender-Snapper?
Let's see. Do you have anything that could help you?
Do I have anything that could help me?
You sure don't. I'm sorry.
Yep, I didn't think so. Sorry, I've never played this system before.
Oh, it's fine. The secret is that nobody here really knows how to play.
No.
Nope. Excellent.
I don't know at all. I keep hoping that I won't be asked anything I don't know.
I know.
My dog is silent, but still within reach.
I'm glad for that.